Ball's played back to Colwell once more. Colwell back to Chalobah, and Chalobah all the way back to Petrovic. Well, Chelsea have had nearly all the ball in the first 6 minutes, but they're not really going anywhere. Here's Petrovic, all in yellow, kicks it long over the halfway line. Chilwell wins the header, but hooked away by Ayer for Brentford. Headed forward again by Chelsea, but it's come out on this near side for a throw to Brentford, about 15 yards short of the halfway line. Thomas Frank getting a few instructions onto the field for his team. Need an improvement, and they need one quickly. 27 goals conceded at home this season. Only Burnley and Sheffield United have conceded more. What can they do going forward here? Ball's poked forward, but it's too far forward. It runs all the way through to Jordi Petrovic. Back in goal today for Robert Sanchez, who, has to be said, didn't cover himself in glory in the fifth round FA Cup tie against Leeds. He was at fault for the first goal. So Chelsea will be pleased to have the Serbian back between the sticks. He plays it short to Chalobah. Chalobah, I thought he was going to fall over the ball for a moment, but he didn't. It's broken to Enzo Fernandez, who doesn't take the ball in cleanly, but then manages to lay it off and find Colwell. Fernandez gets it back again, plays it square to Gallagher. Gallagher over the halfway line to Gustos, hugging the far touchline. Plays it back in field to Gallagher. Score of the Chelsea winner. That's a lovely ball by Gallagher down the right hand side to Palmer. Palmer comes in on his left foot, plays it across for Fernandez, who puts it across the box, and it's put behind by Roersleff for a corner to Chelsea. Good play by Fernandez. After Gallagher had released Palmer, he pushed it back, and Fernandez played it towards the far post where Jackson was lurking. Roersleff needed to get a touch and got it behind for a corner. So Brentford, with that frail defensive record at home, have a corner to defend. It's played short to the edge of the box. Here's Fernandez, flicked on, but over the bar. That was Axel Disasi getting forward, but he's flicked it over the top of the crossbar. Quite a neat corner routine that from Chelsea. Played in to around the penalty spot. Disasi flicked it on, but it comfortably cleared the bar. No real horrors for Flecken in that instance. Brentford play a long ball forward. I think that's Onyeka that's giving chase. It's put out for a throw to Brentford. Almost level with the 18-yard line. Onyeka leaves it. Brentford get hold of another football. Didn't seem to like the one they were playing with. They've thrown it in. It's gone all the way back to Ayer, and now played all the way back to Flecken, who's midway inside his own half. He kicks it forward right-footed from right to left. It's a good ball. It's found Brentford in a bit of space. Cross coming in from the left. Oh, shot came in. Was blocked by Chelsea. Tony put the shot in, it was blocked behind. Corner's been awarded. I think Ivan Toney was asking whether there was a handball, but there wasn't. I don't see that as a handball at all. It was put in by Reguilon. Shot came in. It went behind. In fact, I think the last touch may have come off Tony after he put the shot in. It did. So it's a goal kick to Chelsea, which Petrovic will take. Takes it long over the halfway line, flicked on, finds Jackson. He tried to spread it out to the right hand side, didn't get enough on it, and Brentford can clear. Played in field. They play it over the halfway line. Disasi in half intercepts, but Brentford have won it back. Here's Wissa running forward. 30 yards out, tries the shot, it's wide. Well, that was ambitious from Johan Wissa. A very ambitious effort back in the side today for Neil Maupay. It's going to have to be special to beat Petrovic from there, but it did have the Chelsea goalkeeper diving away a little concerned. Didn't get enough bend on it, a couple of yards wide in the end. But at least Brentford with a relatively early effort on goal. On a day when they really need to try and stop the rot. Here's Petrovic. Long goal kick over the halfway line, headed forward by Brentford. Chelsea get it back in their half, but it's broken on this near side to Onyeka. He lifts it forward looking for Tony. Oh, Petrovic takes the ball. He had 1 foot outside the penalty area, 1 inside, and was holding the ball just about level with the line, so that was a little risky. Got away with it. There's Conor Gallagher down the right hand side. He's faced by Janelt. He comes back inside to Cole Palmer, back to Gallagher. Gallagher to Caicedo now to the right of the centre circle in the Brentford half. He plays it to Palmer again. Palmer to Colwell, left of the centre circle. Further left to Chilwell. Chilwell inside to Fernandez. He's being harassed by Onyeka. Gets the ball back to Colwell. Colwell to Chalabar and now to Sassi. Sassi finds Palmer in a little bit of pocket of space, and he in turn finds Caicedo. Square pass to Fernandez, midway inside the Brentford half. Square ball to Sassi. Sassi plays it backwards to Chilwell. Chilwell advances to within 35 yards of the Brentford goal, finds Fernandez, out to this near side to Chilwell, back to Colwell. Colwell walks the ball forward, lofts it into the box. Palmer had made the run, took it on his left foot but couldn't keep it in play. It's out over the dead ball line. It's a goal kick to Brentford. Well, only 1 home win since early December for Brentford, 6 games in all. And we're seeing pictures again of that incident with Petrovic, holding the ball right on the edge of his own penalty area. Ivan Toney asked the question. The officials didn't back him up. Speaking of Toney, here he is, running forward. It's played out to the right of the penalty area to Mazruzlev. He's faced by Chilwell. He plays it backwards to Zanka, back to Ruzlev. Ruzlev thinks about taking on Chilwell, but in the end retreats back to Janka once more. And Brentford have lost it. Well, they've been given a free kick. I think they were quite fortunate. Chilwell, the man penalised. They were fortunate there, Brentford. They look to have lost the ball, but they've ended up winning a free kick out on this near touchline, to be taken by Sergio Reguilon. It's probably a yard and a half inside the near touchline. It's probably a good 35 yards out, maybe even 40. Reguilon's going to swing it in left-footed towards the penalty area. Referee making him wait. Backs off again. 2 or 3 strides. 2 hands aloft. Plays the ball in towards the far post. Flicked on, but out for a goal kick. I think Haskell's Sassi's gone down in the midst of all that. It's going to be a goal kick to Chelsea anyway, so nothing comes of that free kick. Colwell plays it forward to Ben Chilwell. Chilwell advances over the halfway line. Plays it short to Fernandez, and Fernandez now gets it back from Caicedo. Played it forward to Palmer, back to Caicedo again. Caicedo to Chalabar. Here is Chalabar once more in the centre circle to Gallagher. Now to Sassi, who seems to have picked himself up after that collision at the free kick. Palmer tried to knock it past his man, but knocked it too far, gave the ball away. Newcastle United have taken the lead against Wolves, courtesy of Alexander Isak. That's the only goal so far. Ball's out on the far side for a throw to Chelsea. Gusto takes it. Not sure that was ever behind his head, but how many foul throws do you ever see given? Not many these days. Chelsea have it on halfway with Colwill. Colwill back to Chalabar. Chalabar knocks it to his right to Disasi, who crosses the halfway line. Disasi to Gallagher, back to Disasi again, and Gallagher once more to the right of the centre circle. Chelsea monopolising possession, not doing a lot with it so far, but certainly in charge as far as possession is concerned. Hooked forward, headed away by Rödslev. And Brentford have a throw. Probably 10 yards in advance of their 18-yard area on this near side. Thrown back by Zanka to Flecken. Flecken rolls it forward to... It's headed on into the Chelsea half, but Chelsea have won it back. Brentford just can't keep the ball at the moment. Just not managing to string any passes together. Here's Moses Caicedo playing it to Chilwell, 10 yards inside the Brentford half. Back to Caicedo and onto the halfway line to Colwill. Colwill back to Chalabar, who's definitely playing last man in that central defensive position. That's good play by Chelsea, some nice one-touch stuff. Oh, is it going to run for Fernandez? I thought he was offside. He was indeed. The flag had gone up against him. That's Akil Howson's flag, and he was well offside. So a free kick to Brentford, 18 minutes gone on the Flash Score audio commentary service and the Flash Score app, but Brentford have given the ball away. Here is Gallagher. Gallagher playing it in field. It's not allowed to reach Fernandez though. It's played out over the far touchline by Onyeka for a throw to Chelsea. Gusto hobbling a little as he comes to take this throw. And he said hobbling a little, I don't know what that would have meant. Here's Gusto anyway to take the throw midway inside the Brentford half. Well, again, I don't think that ball was ever behind his head. Brentford clear, but not very far. Colwill in the centre circle to Enzo Fernandez. 15 yards in from the near touchline. Back to the halfway line and Colwill. He finds Chalabar in the centre circle, swept forward by Caicedo, but Cole Palmer came back from an offside position to play the ball. And that's another free kick to Brentford. A very stop-start, scrappy affair so far, between a side searching for consistency and another searching for form. Ball played forward from the free kick by Brentford. Chelsea keep it in on the near side and hook it down their left. Hooked forward again by Brentford. Well, it's an awkward bounce, but it's well dealt with by Colwill. Brentford pick it up on this near side though. It's played back to Onyeka. Onyeka. It's gone further backwards now. Played to the near side again. Rödslev forces a throw off of Chilwell. Bright sunshine at the Gtech Community Stadium after a morning of extremely heavy rain in West London. So the surface is probably quite slick, you would think. Brentford to take the throw. It's going to be a relatively long one from Norgard. Thrown towards the 6-yard box, flicked on, but only into the hands of Petrovic, who comes to the edge of his area and bowls it out to set Gusto running forward. Gusto played it forward looking for the run of Jackson, but Brentford slid in and got it out over the far touchline. That was Onyeka doing the recovery run. Chelsea have it from the throw. They've played it to the left of the centre circle in their own half, and Levi Colwill to Chilwell, who's hugging this near touchline, the Chelsea left. Back to Colwill once more. It's found its way to Chilwell. Fernandez gets another touch. And another one just over the halfway line, just a yard in from this near touchline, back to Caicedo. Caicedo plays a little inside pass to Conor Gallagher. Gallagher exchanges passes with Fernandez. But Chelsea forced backwards once more. They switch the angle of attack to Disasi to the right of the centre circle, further right to Malo Gusto. Gusto back into his own half to Chalabar, to Caicedo on the centre spot. Now a touch for Cole Palmer, out to the far side to Disasi, back to Palmer again. Palmer switches it onto his left foot, but again he's forced back to Chalabar. Chelsea not really going anywhere with all this possession. Back out to Gusto, into the halfway line to Disasi. Disasi back to Chalabar, and Chalabar I think will go all the way back to Petrovic. So Chelsea dominating possession, but not really going anywhere. As we almost reached the quarter, or the halfway mark of the first half. Here's Gusto now over the halfway line. He's played it further forward. This is a chance for Chelsea. They're on the right edge of the area, but they've stumbled over the ball. Well, that was Jackson running with his head down, as the American sometimes tends to do, and he got his feet in a tangle. Wasn't really looking where he was going to play the ball, and got himself in a mess. So any danger to the Brentford goal dissipates, and they can gather themselves again. Long ball over the halfway line. A little bit of head tennis. Ivan Toney tries to bring it down and find Johan Wissa. Cut out by Chelsea though. Toney's not really has lived off scraps so far. Enzo Fernandez inside to Caicedo, to the left back position, and Chilwell. Chilwell chips it forward towards the halfway line, headed forward by Zanka, intercepted by Caicedo. Only finds its way back to Zanka. Zanka lays it forward. Toney into the box, shot from Wissa, fraction wide. That was better from Brentford, and Thomas Frank applauds. He had his notebook out in his hand, he was writing something, and he put the notebook above his head and clapped anyway. That was better from Brentford. Toney found a little bit of room, put it across the box. Wissa couldn't wrap his foot round it enough to direct it on goal. It was probably a couple of feet wide, but better from the home side, much better, as they seek to end this horrid run and give themselves a bit more breathing space at the bottom of the table. Roerslev plays it back to Flecken. Flecken plays a short pass right-footed to Nathan Collins, out to that far side, up towards the halfway line. Down goes Wissa. He was fouled by Axel Disasi, so that'll be a free kick to Brentford on the halfway line, or just short of the halfway line, 2 or 3 yards short perhaps. Wissa recalled to the side today, putting himself around, trying to keep that Chelsea back line busy. Flecken has come all the way to the halfway line to take the free kick, wearing an enormous pair of white gloves. They're huge. He backs off the free kick in his all green strip, one hand aloft, plays it forward to the edge of the 18-yard box, headed on, bicycle kick straight at Petrovic. I think the flag might have gone up for offside against Wissa, but he found a little bit of room again in the box. He would indeed have been offside had that gone in. Pretty sure Darren Can flagged that. Brentford play it back in the meantime to Mark Flecken with 25 minutes gone here on the Flash Score audio commentary service and the Flash Score app. Flecken, well, he played it out to the left-hand side over the halfway line. The only problem was there wasn't anybody there in a Brentford shirt, so it's just skipped over the halfway line for a throw to Chelsea. Neil Maupay's out doing some early warming up exercises, left out today in favour of Wissa, so I don't know whether he's been given the nod that somebody's struggling with an injury. Brentford will be hoping that's not Ivan Toney. who, looking at him, doesn't look like he's running that freely, so we'll better keep an eye on that. Here's Chilwell, inside to Caicedo. Caicedo switches it to the right-hand side to Disasi. Disasi gallops towards the halfway line, runs over it now. He's got two men outside him, one is Palmer. Palmer drifts the ball in with his left foot. Stabbed away by Zanka. Picked up again by Brentford, but given away in the centre circle. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Playing a square pass for Moses Caicedo. He tried to lay the ball forward and only succeeded in giving it away. Tony played it over the halfway line. A mistake by Colwill. That's given Wissa a chance to run. Colwill gets back to atone for the error. Brentford still have the ball though. Here's Wissa once more, trying to turn on it, but Malo Gusto comes in and dispossesses him. Runs past one tackle, reaches the halfway line. Fullback making a purposeful run. He's played it back to the halfway line to Enzo Fernandez. Along the halfway line to the centre spot and Moses Caicedo. Forward to Cole Palmer, back to Caicedo again, to the right of the centre circle, in Brentford territory. Plays it to his left to Chilwell. Chilwell further left to Fernandez, further left to Jackson, back to Chilwell again. Chilwell to the left of the centre circle to Colwill. Colwill to this left flank to Chilwell. Back to Colwill. Those two have exchanged many passes in this first 27 minutes, but haven't made much progress. Here's Disasi, inching forward. Plays it back into the centre circle again to Chalabar. Colwill out to Chilwell again. Chilwell infield to Fernandez. Fernandez off to Caicedo. Caicedo tried to play it out to the right hand side, but Sergio Reguilon got in and Gusto went into the back of him and fouled him, so that's a free kick to Brentford. I thought for a minute Reguilon was just going to lose the ball there, but Gusto was a little impetuous, went in too quickly, gave away the foul. Brentford have a throw on the near side. Roersleff playing it off the shins of Chilwell. Here's Zanka to throw the ball in. He does so. It's played up the right hand side. It's out of play for another throw to Brentford, just inside the Chelsea half this time, down by the dugouts. Mauricio Pochettino in earnest conversation with one of his backroom staff. His side have really lacked any bite in this first half. They've had a lot of the ball, created almost nothing. Mind you, Brentford haven't created much either. Here's Disasi on the edge of his own penalty area, plays it forward up towards the halfway line. Collins came across, gave away the throw on halfway because Palmer was lurking in that vicinity. Palmer throws it back to Gusto. Gusto advances into the Brentford half. Plays it forward to Fernandez. Fernandez through to Jackson. Jackson's in. He's round Flecken, but he didn't manage to finish it off. Two Brentford players got back, and one of them got it off the line. I think it's Zanka that's performed the rescue act. It was a lovely piece of play by Fernandez. There was no flag against Jackson. He went round Flecken, tried to play it a left foot side foot shot, and Brentford got back and got the ball off the line. It's a corner to Chelsea. Best chance of the game so far. Jackson should have scored, but he spurned it. It will be Gallagher to take the corner. Right-footed in-swinger, and it comes, headed away at the near post and latched onto by Reguilon. He couldn't keep it, but it's broken for Brentford. Brentford surge forward. Here's Ivan Toney. Plays it out to Reguilon again on the far side. He has to do some retrieving of the ball, and Chelsea have funneled back and got men behind the ball. That was almost a chance for a breakout for Brentford. And Brentford have lost the ball. They've played it forward again, but it will run out over the byline for a goal kick to Chelsea. Well, Nicholas Jackson scored a very good goal in the week in the FA Cup tie, but he should have scored there. He didn't get enough on the ball. Zanka got back to rescue his team, but he shouldn't have been allowed to. Poor finishing from Nicholas Jackson. 10 goals this season, but that sort of finishing is the reason why he hasn't got a lot more. It's out on this near side for a throw to Brentford, just inside their half, down by the dugouts. It's right on halfway, in fact. Zanka, the hero of the hour for Brentford a few minutes ago, with his clearance off the line, throws the ball in, gets it back, lofts it forward, but that's to no one in particular. It runs all the way through to Petrovic, who just bowls it out for Chalobah. Chalobah to his right to Disasi, played further right and then played up towards the halfway line. Brentford get it back though, on halfway. Here's Zanka to the right of the centre circle, into the Chelsea half. Tony came deep to get a touch on the ball. Zanka tried to loft it back into Chelsea territory. It hit Gallagher. It's gone out for a throw to Brentford, just inside their half. It's a bit of a slow burner, this one, so far. Fulham have taken the lead against Brighton at the Cottage. Harry Wilson, the goal scorer. And in fact, Muniz Carvalho has now made it 2-0 to Fulham. So, not a good travelling day for Brighton so far in southwest London. A little bit further north and west, Chelsea have a throw, almost level with their 18-yard area. Well, it was almost level with their 18-yard area when it went out of play. Levi Colwell's stolen about 7 or 8 yards, thrown the ball in to Fernandez, back to Colwell, who lofts it over the halfway line. Jackson is beaten to the header by Collins. Raheem Sterling watches on from the dugouts, left out today. And a ball forward can't be kept in by Jackson, and it's out for a goal kick to Brentford. 33 minutes gone. Brentford 0, Chelsea 0. Newcastle United have got a second goal against Wolves. Anthony Gordon scored for Newcastle, needing points to latch themselves back into that top 6 group. Flicked on by Ivan Toney. Didn't find Wissa though. Chelsea have it on the far side with Palmer, who's brought to ground by Sergio Reguilon. That will be a free kick to Chelsea, right on that far touchline, inside their half. Played it infield to Caicedo. Caicedo comes left of the centre circle to Colwell. Colwell on the stands on it on halfway, plays it to his left to Gallagher. Gallagher pokes it forward to Caicedo, but then it's played back into the centre circle to Chalobah. Chalobah forward to Palmer, who has Gusto outside him on the right flank. Gusto's ball into the middle. Jackson, what a goal that is! Well, he messed up that chance a few minutes ago, but he didn't waste that one. It was a lovely ball in by Gusto, and Jackson was between the defenders and planted it into the far corner. 35th minute, Brentford 0, Chelsea 1. First blood to the Blues in the West London derby. Well, Palmer played it out to Malo Gusto, and he knocked in an early ball, and Jackson got between the two centre-backs and planted it into the far corner. Flecken no chance at all. And Brentford add to their goals conceded this season at home. That's 28 now. There are mitigating factors, of course. The injury to Ben Mee means they've lost their entire back four from the start of the season. Aaron Hickey, Ethan Pinnock and Henry all out. And now they find themselves a goal down to Chelsea. They created half a chance from the restart. Put the ball behind. It was a bicycle kick from Wisser, but he got it all wrong. It's gone out for a goal kick. A Chelsea player's gone down in the meantime. It's Nicholas Jackson. And that sunshine I was talking about a few minutes ago has given way to the teeming rain of this morning, so it's hammering it down at the Gtech Community Stadium. And at the moment it's raining on Brentford. 6 points from the last 36 and behind again. Jordi Petrovic with the goal kick for Chelsea. Taken right-footed to this near touchline. Chilwell can't keep it in play. So it's a throw to Brentford to be taken by Zanka. He's thrown it in, but Chelsea have won the ball. Here's Cole Palmer. He's again got Malo Gusto outside him. Gusto forward to Palmer, who's made further progress down that right touchline. He's faced by two. Collins is there. He's pulled the ball back though. Here's Gallagher in the penalty area. Gallagher goes down and the referee says that's a free kick to Brentford. I think he's going to penalise Gallagher for a dive here. In which case, Gallagher's going in the book. I'm sure VAR will look at this. Gallagher came inside. That's not a penalty for me. Not at first look anyway. But Gallagher has his name taken by Gerard Guillet. I think that's a very good decision by the Australian official. I think Gallagher was looking for a penalty kick. And in my world, that's called cheating. And should never be allowed to prosper. So it's a free kick to Brentford, to be taken by Flecken. But Thomas Frank's side have got to come from behind again. In the meantime, Jackson has been off for a little bit of treatment. He's going to come back on. Thomas Frank chewing gum hard and getting soaked in the dugout as another game, at least for now, runs against him. Brentford 0, Chelsea 1. 38 minutes played. Here's Palmer forward to Fernandez. Fernandez has got Chilwell running up. Chilwell lets fly. Hits the defender, who was Collins. Ricochets to this near side. But Brentford are living a little dangerously, having fallen behind. They survived one Nicholas Jackson chance. He took the second. And Brentford are creaking a bit. Here's Gallagher. Back to Chilwell. And back to Chalobah. Chalobah to the right of the centre circle in his own half to Disasi. Disasi out to that far touchline to Gusto, who slips but plays it back in the direction of Petrovic, who clears left-footed, but over the far touchline for a throw to Brentford on halfway. Brentford throw the ball back. And the ball reaches Christopher Ayer. Ayer to Zanka. And now it's played out to the far side again to Nathan Collins. Collins back to Flecken. Flecken right-footed over the halfway line. Nowhere near Toney, unfortunately, for Brentford. He's not managed to get in the game at all, Ivan Toney, so far. Chelsea have monopolised the ball and look the more dangerous side. They have the ball with Gusto just outside his own penalty area. To the right of it, flicks it forward, finds Disasi. Disasi infield to Palmer. Palmer to Chalobah, and Chalobah to Colwill. Colwill over the halfway line to Enzo Fernandez, who sends Jackson running into the area. Jackson tries a shot from a fairly acute angle. And it's an easy dive on to save for Flecken. Got into the left of the penalty area again though. Chased by two Brentford defenders who he'd given the slip. It's all moving in one direction at the moment towards the Brentford goal, which isn't good news if you're a Bees fan. Here is Flecken with the ball at his feet once more. 4 minutes to half time, 4 minutes plus stoppage. Brentford 0, Chelsea 1 on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service and the Flash Score app. Not looking good for Brentford as we stand. Here's Petrovic. Short pass in his own 18-yard area to Chalobah. Chalobah to his left. Picks up the return pass, turns away from his marker. Does well, Trevor Chalobah. Strides over the halfway line. Still going. Nobody going to challenge him. He's played it short to Gallagher. Gallagher tries a shot from distance. Almost ricocheted into the path of Nicholas Jackson. Chelsea pick it up again outside the Brentford penalty area. Here's Caicedo. Touches it off to his right to Disasi. Out to that far touchline to Gusto. Gusto back inside to Caicedo once more. Caicedo to Fernandez, central position. Chip forward. It was looking for Gallagher. Couldn't get enough on it, but I think the last touch may have come off a Brentford player. In which case it's behind for a corner. And Chelsea continue to dictate here at the Gtech Community Stadium. Yes, the last touch did come off a Brentford player. It was put behind for a Chelsea corner on the left. Christopher Ayer, the Norwegian, got the touch. But Brentford are under the cosh. They mustn't concede again before half time. If they do, they will be in something of a mess. Corner from the left. Taken short. Gusto swings it in. Flicked on at the near post. Headed away by Brentford. Not very far. Caicedo feeds it to Palmer. Palmer 35 yards out. Feeds it to this near side to Gusto once more. Gusto back to the left edge to Gallagher. Gallagher flicks it further to his right to Fernandez. Fernandez tried a shot which was blocked. Came out to Moses Caicedo. Caicedo feeds Chilwell. And the ball is worked to this left touchline again and Gallagher. Gallagher runs in field, plays it back to Fernandez. Fernandez back to the halfway line to Chilwell. Here's Caicedo looking to turn on the ball. Harassed by Janelt but holds him off. Feeds it out to Disasi. Further wide to Palmer. Palmer back inside to Caicedo. Caicedo to Fernandez, central position. Back to Chalobah to the right of the centre circle. It's now come to this left side once more to Malo Gusto. Gusto infield to Fernandez. Brentford got a foot in, but they can't keep hold of the ball. And Chelsea have it again. A Chelsea player's gone down injured on the halfway line, and Chelsea have put it out of play. I think Caicedo got a whack on the shin in the midst of all of that. Referee Gillet has stopped play and called for some attention for the former Brighton player. So we have a halt in play in the 44th minute of the game, with Chelsea leading by a goal to nil. Nicholas Jackson's header, his 11th of the season, is what separates the two sides here at the Gtech Community Stadium. Jackson might have scored just before that, after going around Flecken and seeing his shot cleared off the line by Zanka. And Chelsea have had a few half chances since too. An effort narrowly wide from Johan Wissa is as close as Brentford have got. Ivan Toney hasn't had a sniff of goal so far in this match. Petrovic takes a goal kick for Chelsea over the halfway line, headed forward by the Blues. They take the ball in the centre circle. Here's Colwell on halfway to this near touchline, and Chilwell back to Colwell again, and he finds Chalobah again playing last man in a central position, and he goes back to his keeper. Petrovic clears right footed over the halfway line. Brentford get a foot in, but they can't keep hold of the ball. Thomas Frank is frustrated. They bite back in the tackle. Again it breaks for Chelsea. Thomas Frank's going to have to change something at half time because Brentford can't get the ball. They really can't. Here's Colwell on halfway. Short pass to Caicedo. Caicedo back to Chalobah. Chalobah to his right to Disasi. Caicedo on halfway again. Again Brentford try and get a tackle in, but can't get hold of the ball. Gusto plays it forward down the right hand side. Palmer latches onto it, tries to come inside his man. Still got hold of it, Palmer. In the end, he's crowded out. There's too many Brentford players around him. Brentford managed to clear towards halfway, but Chelsea get the ball back once more. Disassi on the far touchline, playing it infield to Fernandez. Forward to Gallagher, out to the far touchline to Gusto. Forward to Gallagher, who swings across in from the right, which Flecken claims. But really, it's all heading towards the Brentford goal at the moment. The tide of the game is against the men in red and white. They are struggling. Well, they've played the ball forward, but they've played it straight out of play once again. And that'll be a throw to Chelsea, almost level with their own 18-yard box in the left-back position. Well, I think Thomas Frank faces another half-time team talk and a half, because he's got to spark something into this team, because it isn't going anywhere at the moment. I said at the top of the show, these were worrying times for Brentford. And having seen this first 45 minutes, I'd be even more worried. Chelsea have won the ball back again on halfway. Jackson touches it off to Caicedo, into the centre circle to Fernandez, back to Caicedo, and now Colwill striding over the halfway line, plays it to the near touchline, and Chilwell back to Fernandez. Fernandez is knitting everything together for Chelsea, and that he gets the last touch of the half. Well, Brentford 0, Chelsea 1 doesn't really tell the story, because Nicholas Jackson had one effort cleared off the line by Christopher Ayer before heading the Blues in front from Malo Gusto's 35th minute cross from the right. Chelsea have had other chances too. A Whistler effort wide is about all Brentford have been able to muster, and they haven't had a great deal of the ball either. So are they heading for a 13th defeat in the last 15? The majority of those in the Gtech Community Stadium will hope not, but it's Chelsea who hold sway at half-time in the West London. And on the evidence of the first 45 minutes, they're going to have to wait a little bit longer, because they trail 1-0 to Nicholas Jackson's header after 35 minutes. And in all truth, Jackson had spurned a golden chance before that. And Chelsea have been worth more than one goal against the Brentford side, beset by injuries and looking very low on confidence. Can they turn it round in the second half? What has Thomas Frank said in the interval to try and revive fortunes? It's going to be Christian Norgard who's going to get the second half underway. Brentford now kicking from right to left in this second period. Mark Flecken, long ball out to the right hand side, flicked on. Wisser tries to bring it under his spell, and Chalabar slides in, gets it over the far touchline for a throw to Brentford, 6 or 7 yards from the corner flag on the far side. Can they throw a long ball in, create a little bit of discomfort? It's going to be Norgard to throw it in. No, he throws it short, gets it back again, looks to loft it into the penalty box. It's a really poor one, and it's cleared by Moses Caicedo. Palmer gave chase, but Brentford retrieved the ball. Try to make progress down the right hand side, headed away by Chelsea. It's dropped for Ivan Toney, who came deep. Toney tried to feed it down the right hand side. It's out for another throw to Brentford, who've started this second half a little bit brighter. They've got to throw about 16 yards from the corner flag on the far side. And this time I think Norgard will throw it long. Try and, indeed, well, he got a lot of elevation on it. It was headed away, back in Norgard's direction. He can have another go. And this time he's probably only 10 yards from the corner flag. But I think this time he's going to throw it shorter. Yeah, he does indeed. He throws it backwards to Roersleff, back to Norgard. Forward again looking for Roersleff. And Chelsea have put it out down by the corner flag again for another throw to Brentford. So this is the most sustained period of possession that Brentford have had in the entire match, I would think. A bright start to the second half for the Bees. They need to get something on the board. Here's Norgard again. Long throw into the box. Headed back towards the edge of the area. Shot comes in from the edge. Goes through a crowd of players. It's comfortable enough though for Petrovic, who dived away to his left to fall on the ball. It was a shot from Janelt, Vitaly Janelt. It didn't have a great deal of sting in it. Chelsea have the ball in the Brentford half. They've picked up a throw midway inside Brentford territory on the far side. Ben Chilwell to take. Maurizio Pochettino wanders his technical area. He may of course be thinking we should have been more than one ahead at half time. Will Brentford play that badly again? Here's Gusto, 10 yards in from the near touchline on this Chelsea right. Plays it back to Disasi on halfway. Disasi further back to Chalabar. Chalabar back to Disasi, who plays it forward on the right hand side. Palmer goes down under challenge from Collins, and the referee gives a free kick. In fact, it was Gallagher that was sent sprawling by Collins. Gallagher booked in the first half for a dive in the penalty area, and rightly so. Ball is back with Petrovic, who clears right-footed up towards the halfway line on the far side. Chilwell leapt to try and keep it in, but even if he made contact with the ball before it went out, he could only head it out over the far touchline. So a throw to Brentford, 10 yards inside the Chelsea half. Thrown down the right-hand side, headed away by Chelsea. Brentford latch onto it again. Janelt lays it forward. He's looking for the run of Toney. Toney hooks it across the box. In comes Sergio Reguilon. Will it fall? Yes, it will. Brentford have equalised. The ball rolled into the direction, I think it's Maz Roersleff. It is indeed who's levelled the score. Well, Ivan Toney got a ball across the box. Two Brentford players converged on it. One got a touch and it rolled into the path of Roslev, who finished it off. Ball hooked across the box. Chelsea's defending was hesitant. Reguilon fed it forward. And it's Roslev who stabs it past Jordi Petrovic. And Brentford are level at the Gtech Community Stadium. Chelsea 1, Brentford 1. Chelsea's defending was ordinary in the extreme there. Disassi and Gusto both dithered. And Brentford said thank you very much. Thomas Frank applauds. And his side are level within 5 minutes of the start of the second half. Maz Roslev. Chelsea throw a ball in. Flag's gone up. Nicholas Jackson said, wasn't that a throw? How can I be offside? The offside was given. Here's Zanka. Hooked forward by Brentford over the halfway line towards Toney. Toney tried to turn away from Colwell and run onto the ball, but the ball ran away from him. Brentford picked it up again, but the Chelsea player's gone down injured. I think that's Levi Colwell, and he looks in some pain. Ivan Toney's gone across to see if he's okay. Colwell is up. Toney's getting a quiet talking to, I think, from the referee. I don't think there was anything much in that at all, really, to be honest. Not quite sure what all that was about. But anyway, it's a free kick to Chelsea, just short of the halfway line, and they retreat back to Petrovic. Petrovic feeds it to Chalobah, and Chalobah to the far side to Colwell. Colwell back inside to Caicedo, but Caicedo runs past the ball. It means Janelt's got the ball on the edge of the area. He shoots and hits the post. Well, Brentford very nearly produced a complete turnaround in the space of 90 seconds. Toney tried to get the ball back in from the right-hand side. Chelsea smuggled it out, but all of a sudden this game has a very different complexion. Vitaly Janelt drove the ball against the post from inside the D. Petrovic was beaten. He was a spectator. But it didn't go in. It hit the frame of the goal. Here's the throw in from the far side. Headed out to the edge of the area. Onyeka tries the shot on the turn. Easy one for Petrovic, who bowls it out. Tries to set Gusto running forward. Gusto plays it further forward to Jackson. Jackson flicks it inside. Brentford come across and they clear. Chelsea throw on this near side. Taken quickly by Gallagher. Gusto plays it back to Gallagher. Gallagher stands on the ball, plays it back to Gusto. Gusto to Gallagher once more. Gallagher retreats further back to Caicedo. Caicedo square to Enzo Fernandez. Forward to Palmer, back to Fernandez, central area, 40 yards out, plays it to the right to Gusto. Gusto's cross is a good one. Flicked off a Brentford head and almost hit Palmer rather than him heading it. It's gone out for a goal kick to Brentford. But Brentford were awful in the first half. I don't know what Thomas Frank said at half time, but they've levelled and now they've struck the Chelsea woodwork. So this is a very, very different feel of a game in this second half at the Gtech Community Stadium. Here's Nathan Collins to Sergio Reguilon, this near side. Plays it down the left-hand side, headed away by Disassi. Disassi gets it back from Caicedo. It's put out for a throw by Wissa. It's with Gusto, just inside the Brentford half, near side. Plays it back to Chalobah. Chalobah to his left, to Colwell. Colwell into the Chelsea half. To Fernandez, back to Colwell. And now to Chalobah. Chalobah to Colwell. 10 yards in from the far touchline. His ball forward only found a Brentford player, but Brentford gave the ball away. Here's Palmer laying it through. Gallagher almost took it in stride. Brentford just about smuggled the ball out of their penalty area. Reguilon was involved in the rescue act. Ball played over the halfway line. Wissa goes to retrieve the ball. He's brought down by Caicedo. He appeals to the referee. The Chelsea players surround the referee. Wissa's still on the ground. It's Caicedo sliding in. Well, actually, to be fair to Caicedo, I think he got the ball. But the referee doesn't agree. He's given a free kick to Brentford, I'm pretty sure. I don't know whether Caicedo's had his name taken, but he's a little unlucky if he has, because I thought it was a good sliding challenge. I thought he won the ball. The referee still seems to be sorting out the scenario. He's talking to the two captains. He's talking to Chilwell and Norgard, saying he doesn't want any more histrionics. It is a free kick to Brentford, about 10 yards in from the far touchline, and about 10 yards inside the Chelsea half. Reguilon is going to take it, so he's going to swing it in left-footed. There seems to be a line of players well outside the penalty area, so the Brentford players are giving themselves some room to run forward. Here's Reguilon playing it forward. It's headed on, but it falls for Chelsea to Gusto. Gusto clears to Gallagher, and Gallagher plays a ball into the centre circle, but Brentford intercept it, poke it into Chelsea territory. Tony couldn't take it in stride. Brentford bit back into tackle, but the free kick was given. I think Onyeka's been penalised for the challenge on Gusto. So that's a free kick. A free kick to Chelsea. Short of the halfway line. Probably 10 or 12 yards short of the halfway line. Janelt went in the book for the tackle, so the German sufficiently earned Mr. Gillet's ire. Chelsea take the free kick, swung out to the far side, and Ben Chilwell inside to Fernandes, 10 yards inside the Brentford half, into the centre circle to Caicedo, back to Chalobah, and Chalobah plays it all the way back to Petrovic. Brentford 5 shots in the second half to Chelsea's 1. That tells you that this game has changed. Norgard lays the ball forward. He's looking for Wissa. Wissa goes down. I don't think he was going to reach the ball. I think that was a bit of kidology on his part. A bit like Gallagher in the first half, seeking to con the referee. Here is Gallagher, speaking of him. He runs forward, plays it out to the right hand side to Gusto. Gusto, faced by Reguilon, plays it inside to Gallagher, just short of the penalty area. Plays it square to Palmer. Palmer looks as if he's going to go further to his left. He does so to Colwill, and Colwill goes right out to the far touchline to Chilwell. Chilwell inside to Fernandes. Fernandes lets fly from distance and whacks it a mile over the bar. So that was a waste from Chelsea, really, who are trying to clear their heads after a bad start to this second half, which has seen Mads Roerslev level for Brentford after Chelsea led at half-time through Nicholas Jackson's header. 58.5 minutes gone on the Flash Score audio commentary service and the Flash Score app. Brentford 1, Chelsea 1. Flecken with a goal kick, right-footed, over the halfway line. Tony heads it in field, but only into Chelsea possession. Chelsea in turn give it away, and Brentford force a throw just over the halfway line on this near side. Brentford will know from the goal they've scored that Chelsea's defending can be very hesitant. If they can put them under some pressure, they might be able to force another error. It's a throw to Chelsea. Brentford thought it was their throw and took it quickly. Tony was running onto it, only to discover the throw had been given to the Blues. Gusto throws the ball in to Gallagher on halfway. Gallagher's dispossessed by Reguilon. Gallagher bites back into the tackle. Brentford try and make progress down the right hand side, and they force the throw just inside Chelsea territory. Thrown down the line but intercepted by Disasi, who played it infield to Caicedo, who held off the challenge of Wissa. Played it back to Chalabar. He found his goalkeeper Petrovic, and it's now on the far side for Chelsea. They try and make progress down the left hand side, but they've given the ball away again. Chelsea are not the side they were in the first half, but Brentford have improved considerably. Brentford have it out on the right, to the right of the area. Onyeka puts the ball in the box. Doesn't quite break for Tony though. Brentford get another touch. Chelsea struggle to clear. Brentford almost seize on the ball again, and Gallagher pokes it away into the direction of Gusto, who gets beyond his man. Runs down the right hand side. Chelsea might have a good counter on here. Gusto plays it across. Palmer! Oh, I thought he'd scored, but he's missed. He's put it wide of the goal. I was expecting the net to bulge. Brentford was stretched. Chelsea had men over. But Cole Palmer, Chelsea's leading scorer, has wasted it. He's hit it wide of the post. A golden chance for Chelsea, who were queuing up to apply a finishing touch. It was Gusto's storming run again down the right hand side that caused the problem. But Palmer couldn't find the target. Maurizio Pochettino, hands behind the head, can't believe that his leading goal scorer has missed. Well, it's a better second half than it was the first, I can tell you. Here's Gusto again, back to Disasi on this near touchline. Disasi goes down under challenge from Reguilon, and that's a free kick to Chelsea short of the halfway line. They play it up to Gallagher, who resists the challenge, feeds it out to the left hand side. Here's Chilwell back inside to Palmer. 35 yards out, plays it to Chilwell once more into the box, gathered in by Reguilon and sort of funneled up the left hand side. Tony couldn't get to it before Disasi, and Chelsea are back in possession. Colwill into the centre circle to Caicedo. Caicedo with a diagonal ball out to the left hand side. Enzo Fernandez is dispossessed though. It's played back to Flecken, who clears right footed up to the halfway line. It's over the head of Wissa. Chelsea back in possession again with Colwill to Chilwell, back to Colwill to Caicedo. Pokes it forward in the direction of Jackson. A particular attack broke down though. Here's Ivan Toney in the centre circle for Brentford. He's not had anything to feed off further forward today, but he was linking the play up well there. Here's Reguilon, plays it inside, gets it back again, plays another ball inside. Janelt holds his man off, swings it towards the penalty area, cleared by Chelsea from the D. Fernandez tried to latch onto it, but he couldn't. And Roerslev tries to run down the right hand side. He's kept the ball in play. Can he get a dangerous ball in? He's put it in the box. Heads rise, it's headed wide. Headed wide by Wissa, who was trying to guide it inside the far post, but his range was off, and it flew wide of the target. Quite a long way wide of the target, in fact. So it remains Brentford 1, Chelsea 1. In the meantime, Crystal Palace have taken the lead at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Eze has scored that goal, so that's Spurs 0, Crystal Palace 1. Brentford 1, Chelsea 1 here at the Gtech Community Stadium. Petrovic with the long goal kick, headed away by Brentford. They head it again over the halfway line, but Chalabar gets his head to the ball. We've really got some head tennis going on. Volleyed clear now by Brentford over the halfway line. Tony tries to flick it over his own head and take on Chalabar, loses his footing. Chelsea regain possession, but only briefly. Brentford have it on the far side, and they have it on the halfway line. They've played it back into their back line. Onyeka gets a touch. Here's Ayer into the centre circle to Wisser. Wisser runs forward but overruns the ball, gives it away. Here's Gallagher feeding it over the halfway line to Gusto. Gusto down the right hand side, played it in field. Brentford bodies in the way. Came back to Gusto but he got penalised. I think he'd wandered into an offside position. Everton have taken the lead against West Ham at Goodison Park. That could be a priceless goal for Everton. Beto the scorer after 56 minutes. So a few surprises in the Premier League today. All square here at the Gtech Community Stadium under thundery looking skies. Flecken with the latest clearance. Tony tries to latch onto it on the far side. He spun away from his marker, fed it down to the right of the box, crossed the area. Reguilon comes in, but he can't wrap his foot round it, and he fires it over the bar. That was good play again by Brentford down that right hand side. They've had some joy there in this second half. Tony really chased a lost cause to keep the ball in play. It was fizzed across the area, and Reguilon was always playing catch up with it really, and couldn't wrap his foot round it and lofted it over the bar. But Brentford have been much better in this second half. Chelsea of course played extra time last Sunday against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final and had a pretty arduous FA Cup 5th round tie in the week against Leeds as well. Are they fading? That's the question. Here's Roerslev again down the right hand side for Brentford, plays it in field. It's come to Zanka. Here's Norgard playing it out to the right hand side again to Roerslev, faced by Chilwell, loses control of the ball, gives it to Fernandes, but Brentford have recovered it again. They look much more hungry in this half, confidence higher. So it's amazing what a goal will do for you. Reguilon plays it all the way back to Flecken. That was awkward for Flecken, and he's had to play it out over this near touchline for a throw to Chelsea, 15 yards from the corner flag. I think he lost the ball in the sun as much as anything there, Flecken, and therefore had to concede a throw in an advanced position for Chelsea. Everton's lead didn't last very long at Goodison Park because Kurt Zouma has equalised for West Ham. Here's Wisser playing it over the halfway line. Tony takes it on this left hand side. He's faced by Chalabar, fires it across the box. There's no one in there. Wisser was trying to get there but he couldn't, and Onyeka was behind the play. Really, of course, Tony would want to be putting those crosses into the box for himself, but he can't play the cross and head it in. Throw into Chelsea on the far side, 25 yards from the corner flag. Chilwell, a puff of the cheeks. He looks like he's trying to slow the game down a little perhaps in this situation. He throws the ball up the line. Brentford win the initial header, but Wisser flicks it only into the path of Chalabar, who lofts it back to the halfway line. Out of play for a throw to Brentford. We're past the 3-quarter mark here at the Gtech Community Stadium. Brentford 1, Chelsea 1. Mad Roerslev with the equaliser for Brentford in the second half, after Nicholas Jackson had headed Chelsea in front in the first. Brentford much the better of this second period. Can they complete the turnaround? Here's Norgard. Norgard just over the halfway line, forward to Tony, turns away from his man, he goes down under challenge, referee plays on because Brentford have the ball. It's played out to the left of the area to Reguilon, back into the penalty area. Will it drop? Oh, it's volleyed in! What a magnificent goal that is! Johan Wisser! He tried the bicycle kick a couple of times earlier in the game. Both went awry. He got that one right in the middle of the laces. And he's fired Brentford in front. They've completed the turnaround here at the Gtech Community Stadium. They've hit the front in the West London derby. 69th minute, Brentford 2, Chelsea 1, Johan Wisser. Well. Tony was brought down. It was a really good advantage by referee Jared Guillet, to his credit. Wissa played the ball out to the left-hand side. The cross came in. It was headed out as far as the penalty spot. And Onyeka got a touch on it. And before the ball dropped, Wissa bicycle kicked it over the head of the defender and into the corner of the net. Fabulous goal from Johan Wissa. And Brentford lead. And on the basis of this second half, they deserve to. The Bees have come out with a sting in this second half. And they've given Chelsea the blues. Brentford 2, Chelsea 1. 20 minutes to go. Maurizio Pochettino's day has taken a decided downturn. And Cole Palmer's miss about 10 minutes ago, when he should have scored, is looking a big miss now. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Left edge. Gives it wider. Cross comes in from Chilwell, but it flies over the bar. Well, well, well. Chelsea are going to react to that by making a change. They're going to bring on Mihajlo Mudryk, who is coming on for Enzo Fernandez. So Chelsea forced to blink because they've fallen behind here at the Gtech Community Stadium. On comes the Ukrainian as Fernandez takes his leave. Chelsea trailing 2-1. Maurizio Pochettino getting some instructions onto the field. It's all gone a little awry for the Blues in this second half. Whatever Thomas Frank said at half-time, or whatever he put in the half-time tea, I'll have some of that. Brentford have been very good since the interval. Here's Jackson, though, trying to cushion a ball into the path of the substitute Mudryk. But Brentford tidy up and they get it back to Flecken, who's really got the sun in his eyes. He might need a cap, you know. He's lost the flight of the ball a couple of times in this second half. Brentford play the ball down the left-hand side. It's come off Disasi and out for a throw to Brentford. Tony is working Disasi hard in this second half. Really is. Brentford 2, Chelsea 1. Scores elsewhere: Everton 1, West Ham 1. Fulham 2, Brighton 0. Newcastle 2, Wolves 0. Nottingham Forest 0, Liverpool 0. And Tottenham 0, Crystal Palace 1. Oliver Glasner, something of a golden touch, the Austrian. Chelsea try and burst forward. Onyeka commits the foul. And he goes into the referee's book for a foul just short of the halfway line on Axel Disasi. Referee Gillet not left with much choice there, really. I think Onyeka knew he was the wrong side of the ball and just took his man's legs away. Don't know really why he had to commit that foul at that place on the pitch. A little unnecessary. So a Chelsea free kick. 10 yards inside their half. All of a sudden, from being well in control at half-time, they now need a goal to score a point. Petrovic clears right-footed up towards the halfway line. It's gone straight out, and it will be a throw to Brentford. Thomas Frank very animated in the technical area. So a throw on halfway. Nathan Collins, the man to take it. Came into the side today for Ben Mee, of course. Mee out for the rest of the season with that fractured ankle suffered at the London Stadium on Monday night in defeat to West Ham. He lofted the ball forward after getting the throw back, Collins, but it drifted all the way through to Petrovic. Petrovic just rolls the ball in front of him, kicks it right-footed over the halfway line, headed forward by Mudryk. Mudryk gave it to Gusto. Gusto back to Mudryk on the halfway line. Mudryk advances forward down this right-hand side. He's got Gusto on the touchline. Played it to Gusto. Gusto played it infield. Got it back again. Not much progress from Chelsea. Into the centre circle to Caicedo. To his left. to Colwell, forward to Gallagher. Gallagher out to the far side to Chilwell. Chilwell back to Colwell. To Chilwell, who's moved 10 yards in field, midway inside the Brentford half. But Chelsea are forced back to halfway. Here's Disasi. Disasi plays it forward. He's caught by Ivan Toney, I think that is. Is the referee going to seek censure against Ivan Toney? I think he's just going to have a quiet word. He's just going to say, "You were a little bit late there, son." Well, in fact, I don't think Toney makes any contact with the ball at all. I think Disasi went down like a sack of potatoes. But what do I know? Here are Chelsea on halfway. Colwell playing the ball left to right. He was looking for Gusto, didn't find him because a Brentford head cut the ball out. It was Reguilon. Reguilon went galloping into the Chelsea half, trying to sort of launch a raid. Didn't work. Chelsea have the ball back. Here's Chalabar to the left of the centre circle. Into the centre circle to Caicedo. It's been worked out to the left-hand side. Palmer plays it forward. Colwell's got well forward. He's played it further down the left-hand side, but Nicholas Jackson is offside. And I can't remember mentioning Nicholas Jackson's name much in this second half. I really can't. Which just tells you how much Brentford have been on top. Well, Frank Onyeka is going to give way, having just been booked. Because I think Thomas Frank's decided he doesn't want to be down to 10 at any point. Maybe Jensen who's going to come on. I'll confirm that for you in a minute. Onyeka applauds the Brentford faithful, who are now bathed in sunshine once more. He gets a high five. It is Jensen who's come on, sporting his headband. It's a free kick to Brentford, 15 yards outside their area, to be taken by Flecken, right-footed, fires it long, headed by Toney, out to the far side to Roerslev. Roerslev tries to take on Chilwell, still got the ball, down by the corner flag, but Gallagher went back to help his man. Chelsea cleared, not very far. Here's Zanka, feeds it back towards the 18-yard box. It's out with Roerslev on the right again. He puts the ball into the box. Header comes in. It hits the post. Reguilon hits the post. And again, Petrovic was beaten. That's the second time in this half that Brentford have hit the woodwork. Chelsea are all over the place at the back. And their left-hand side has been ruthlessly exposed on a number of occasions. But they're still in the game at 2-1. Because he couldn't quite find the target, Reguilon. It was a fine header. Just didn't find the goal. Found the post instead. It's fed up the right-hand side. Brentford player goes down. Brentford win a free kick. Well, Chelsea were in control of this game at half-time. I don't know whether it's because of their two tough cup ties over the last 6 days or so. But in this second half, they have been all over the place. It's another lovely ball in from the right-hand side. And Reguilon got plenty of power in the header. Petrovic was beaten, and it cannoned off the base of the post. Colwell's given way. He's come off. And Raheem Sterling is on. So an attacking move by Chelsea, who need a goal in this last 12 minutes to save a point here at the Gtech Community Stadium. But it's Brentford who have a free kick, which Reguilon is over. It's about 10 yards in from the far touchline. It's to the right of the D. It's not quite far enough forward to be ahead of the D. But Reguilon will put a ball left-footed towards the penalty area. In it floats. Up go the heads. Away by Caicedo. Flicked over his head by Jensen, but that's too far. It's going to go all the way through to Petrovic, who fields it and bowls it out. Sterling gets the first touch of the game. Here's Caicedo, deep in his own half. 4 shots on target in the second half for Brentford, none for Chelsea. Tells you how this second half has gone. Here's Gallagher, just inside the Brentford half, left-hand side. Feeds it forward. Sterling tries to make progress. He's crowded out. It's out over the far touchline. Throw to Chelsea. Gallagher runs to get the ball. Time against his team now. Throws it back into his own half to Chilwell. Chilwell back to Chalobah. And Chalobah to his right to Disasi. Disasi feeds a short pass forward to Palmer. Palmer gets past 2. Does well. Feeds it forward. Looking for Mudryk. Brentford nice recovery run from Jensen, but Brentford give it away again as they clear. Gallagher tries to slide onto the ball. Will it come for Sterling? He's competing for it with Roersleff, and Sterling has won it. Feeds it inside to Gallagher. Gallagher square to Palmer just outside the area. Thought Palmer was going to have a shot. Instead he fed it to his right to Gusto. Gusto goes for the byline. He's prevented from crossing. Plays it back to Palmer. Edge of the area. To the right of the D, plays it back to Gusto once more. Gusto against Reguilon, tries to put the cross in, hits Reguilon, goes out for a corner. Well, Reguilon hits the post at one end, does his defensive work at the other. Spurs have equalised against Crystal Palace at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Timo Werner with his first goal for Spurs. 1-1 there, 12 minutes to play. 2-1 here at the the Gtech Community Stadium. And a corner to Chelsea on this right-hand side. Chilwell to take, left-footed, headed away at the near post. Out for a throw on this near side to Chelsea. About 12 yards from the corner flag. The clock is against them. Gusto throws it in. Palmer retreats a few yards. It's midway inside the half, feeds it into a central position to Gallagher. Gallagher to Caicedo. Caicedo out to the far side now to Sterling. Sterling faced by 2, runs for the byline, gets his cross in. Oh, Brentford getting a mess, and they've cleared it over the byline for a corner. I think Norgard went to clear it, and another defender stepped in his way and kicked it over the byline. Well, in fact, Norgard got in the way of Janelt, who was about to clear it. So it's a corner to Chelsea on the left this time. Gallagher floats it across the box, half-headed away. Scooped away by Brentford. All a bit of a mess that. Chilwell will run it back. Gets it to Gusto on the far side. Gusto's ball in field's not a good one though, and Norgard can perhaps counter-attack. Gusto atones for his error, finds Palmer. Palmer shoots from distance. Flecken spills it and has to put it out for a corner as Jackson closes in. Well, mistakes, concessions of possession. It's untidy, but it's exciting. Ball comes in, header comes in, it's in the net. Disasi's equalised for Brentford. Ball came in from the left-hand side. Axel Disasi was loitering at the far post, and he's buried it. And Chelsea are level again at the Gtech Community Stadium. We're all square once more. Brentford 2, Chelsea 2. Well, it was a short corner taken to Mudryk. Left for the corner taker. He swung it across from the left, and Disasi rose to head in. It's Palmer's cross. Disasi's header. I'm afraid Zanka lost his man, and Flecken was left exposed. Chelsea are level. 6.5 minutes left. 2-2. Is there any more drama? Well, I said at half-time, Brentford haven't beaten Chelsea on home soil since 1938. Has their chance to put that record right been snatched away by Chelsea? Is there even more drama to come? Moses Caicedo feeds it through for Sterling. He's in here. Good save by Flecken, who spread himself at the feet of the England international. I thought Chelsea was certain to score. They can put another ball in the box even now, but Gallagher couldn't get it in. Norgard will clear over the halfway line. Tony can't retrieve though, and Chalabar will feed it back to Petrovic. Chelsea were in there. I thought Sterling was certain to score, but Flecken did well, came out, cut down the angles and blocked it off. Tottenham have come from behind to lead Crystal Palace. Christian Romero has put them in front from a James Maddison assist. So it's all become undone for Crystal Palace. Here are Chelsea, right edge of the area. Palmer feeds it across. Caicedo didn't control the ball very well, and Brentford clear as far as Tony, who thought he was fouled. The referee said no. It's back with Palmer again, who's got Gusto outside him. Palmer tries to come inside. Janelt stands in his way. Here's Gallagher to Palmer, to the right of the D, 35 yards out, feeds it right to Gusto. Gusto, faced by Reguilon, looks to take on his man, can't do so, has to come back to Gallagher. Gallagher takes a step towards the penalty area but feeds it back to the Sassy. De Sassy to Caicedo. Caicedo to Jackson. Back to Chilwell, 35 yards out. Caicedo, central position. Back to Chilwell, feeds it to the left-hand side to Raheem Sterling into the area, headed away by Brentford. Chelsea foot was high. That'll be a free kick to the home side. 2-2 here at the Gtech Community Stadium. Well, Chelsea were involved in a rip-roaring cup tie in the week against Leeds, which Gallagher won in the 90th minute. And after a slow burner of a first half, this second half has had plenty of incident. Brentford have scored 2 goals and struck the woodwork twice, but Chelsea are back level, and Raheem Sterling might have put them in front just a few moments ago. Johan Wissa, the scorer of the goal that he thought had won the game for Brentford, is giving way late in the day. Does this mean we're about to see Neil Maupay, I wonder? How brave do Brentford feel? Will they throw another forward on? Yes, they will. Maupay is on. Former Brighton man. Brentford play the ball forward, but they lose it. Chelsea clear over the halfway line. Oh, Brentford looked as if they were going to tidy that up easily enough, but they've been forced to put it out over the far touchline, over the near touchline, for a throw to Chelsea. Just, 10 yards from the corner flag? Gusto will take. He's actually taking it from behind where it was earned. He throws it in to Caicedo, back to Gusto again. He swings it across from the right-hand side. Breaks for Gallagher. Gallagher to Chilwell, who lets fly from range. It's over the top of the bar. Decent dig from range. I think Flecken knew it was going over his crossbar. Yeah, he left it alone in the end. Decided it was rising. And decided to let it go. Brentford 2, Chelsea 2. We've got 2 minutes plus stoppage time remaining here at the Gtech Community Stadium. Tony heads on. Doesn't break for Maupay though. Chelsea clear. Here's Mudryk. Lays it forward. Chelsea come forward with Sterling. Sterling plays it out to Palmer. Palmer comes inside. Tries a shot. Shot blocked. Breaks for Caicedo. Caicedo back to Palmer. 35 yards out. Feeds it to the edge of the area to Sterling. Back to Palmer, who shoots. A fairly comfortable one for Flecken. Going away to his right. Manages to smother the ball. So no danger there. But perhaps Chelsea now finishing the stronger after Brentford played really well in the first half an hour of this second half. Tony tries to cushion the ball into the path of a teammate, but the ball forward doesn't find Maupay. Chelsea pick it up with Chilwell. Chilwell to Gallagher. Gallagher back to Chilwell, who crosses the halfway line, 10 yards in from the far touchline. Plays it back to Chalabar. Chalabar square to De Sassy. De Sassy Scorer of Chelsea's second goal. Gusto gets a touch. Fed forward up the right hand side, but headed all the way back to Flecken, who can pick it up and try and launch Brentford forward once more. We're in the final minute of normal time. Brentford 2, Chelsea 2 on the Flash Score audio commentary service and the Flash Score app. Flecken's goal kick is a poor one. It's out on this near side for a throw to Chelsea, just inside their half. It'll be thrown in by Malo Gusto. Caicedo tries to make progress down the Chelsea right, can't do so. Out for a throw to Brentford. 10 yards short of halfway line. Is there one more twist? Tony looks to flick the ball on, doesn't find his intended target, who was Mopé. We've got 5 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the game. Will that be enough for anybody to win it? Here's Norgard. Norgard plays a little square pass. Brentford come forward. They have it on the left edge of the area. Here's Tony. Tony is hustled out of it. Good challenge. Really good challenge by Moses Caicedo. Gusto bursts forward for Chelsea. Down the right, feeds it forward, looking for Mihailo Mudryk. And Mudryk is brought to ground. And that will be a free kick to Chelsea in a dangerous position, just outside the Brentford penalty area. Zanka's in the book for the challenge. Sent the Ukrainians spinning. Chelsea will have a free kick. Not far outside the penalty area. Mauricio Pochettino is wondering why the card isn't red, but I think they were covering defenders. Even so, a heart-in-mouth moment for Zanka. Chelsea have a free kick. It's no more than 5 yards outside the penalty area. It's probably just it's closer to the right edge than it is to the right edge of the D. But it's a dangerous position to put a ball in. Tottenham have scored a third at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They now lead Crystal Palace by 3-1. Son Heung-min with the goal on 88 minutes. Palmer and Gallagher are in conference over this. Will Palmer touch it for Gallagher's left foot? We all wonder. We've played 2 minutes of the 5 of stoppage time. It's been touched for Palmer to shoot. It's blocked. Blocked by Brentford. Petrovic comes out a long way to loft the ball forward again, but he'll only find Flecken. Flecken kicks long in turn. Out towards Tony on the right-hand side. Tony heads in field, but only finds Chilwell. Brentford crowd round the ball to try and steal it back off Sterling. They've won it back. Down that far side, they're right. Tony touches it in field. Comes to Jensen. Norgard tries to bring it down, pushes it forward in the direction of Roerslev. He plays it back. It's lofted to the edge of the penalty area. Brentford pick it up again with Jensen. Left edge of the box. He goes down under challenge, but the referee says the challenge of Palmer was fair. Jensen recovers his ground, tries to win the ball back again and lay it up the right-hand side. It stayed in... Well, I thought it had stayed in play, but the referee says it's gone out. It's gone out on this near side for a throw to Chelsea. Just under 2 minutes of stoppage time left at the end of the game. Brentford 2, Chelsea 2. A result that doesn't do enough for Brentford, really. Reguilon appears to have gone down with cramp. Axel Disasi's gone across to help him. Don't know whether the official is going to allow anyone on to see if they can sort this out. Are we going to end up with a stalemate? I wonder. Chelsea have won their last 4 London derbies. They've got 1 minute to try and win this one. Mauricio Pochettino trying to get instructions onto the field. Gusto throws the ball short to Jackson. Gusto forward again, but Brentford win the ball back. They have it down this near side. It's floated forward by Reguilon towards Tony. Doesn't break for him. Mopé plays it back in the direction of Tony, who slides in but gives away the foul. He's brought Raheem Sterling to ground. He and Sterling shake hands. Chelsea win the free kick. Yeah, it was a foul. He never did quite reach the ball. He's still not scored against Chelsea, Ivan Toney. Here's Mudryk. Brentford clear to the halfway line. Chested down by Chalabar. It's now Disassi. We're in the final 30 seconds of stoppage time. Is there one more chance? Gusto tries to run the ball inside. Shrugs off his challenge. Plays it inside to Palmer. Palmer gets it beyond Norgard. Gallagher feeds it to the left to Sterling. Sterling tries to go for the byline. Still has the ball. Can he reach the byline and pull it across? What's the referee's decision there? He's given a goal kick. Says the last touch came off the former Liverpool and Manchester City man. That may be the end of the game. That may be all there is time for. We may be on as even here. Flecken is going to take the goal kick. We've played the 5 minutes and a little bit more. Thomas Frank may have a precious point, but not very long ago he had 3 in a topsy-turvy encounter. The referee's whistle's gone to end the game. It's finished on as even, which doesn't do much for the chances of either side. Brentford have still only won 2 of their last 15. They were behind to Nicholas Jackson's header in the first half, but they levelled 5 minutes after half-time when Roersleff finished the ball off after a cross from the right, and when Johan Wissa put them ahead with a bicycle kick 21 minutes from time, it looked as though they might prevail. They hit the woodwork twice as well, while Palmer missed a sitter at the other end. But Palmer partially atoned with a cross late on following a short corner that Axel Disassi finished at the far post. And therefore, it's finished in a point apiece. Let me know what you think of this game at Ellis_red on X. It's finished Brentford 2, Chelsea 2. Thanks for enjoying it with us. See you again soon. Have a great Saturday evening.